Most people know Thutmose III, the greatest warrior pharaoh of ancient Egypt. But power like that is never born overnight. This is the story of the man who came before him. This is Thutmose I. He was not born a golden prince. He did not inherit an empire. Yet, he was the man who taught Egypt how to become one. This is the story of Thutmose I. Unlike many pharaohs before him, Thutmose I did not rise from an unquestioned royal lineage. Ancient records remain silent about his early life. No grand titles as a child. No certainty of royal blood. What historians do see, however, is a pattern of decisive action, military discipline, and strategic thinking. Many believe Thutmose I came from the military elite, a man shaped by command, not ceremony. Because he did not rule Egypt like a divine symbol on a throne. He ruled like a general responsible for security, borders, and dominance. Before his reign, Egypt was powerful but cautious. Its wars were often reactive. Its borders were defended, not expanded. Foreign lands were punished, but rarely controlled. Egypt survived, it prospered, but it did not yet think like an empire. That would change under Thutmose III. Thutmose I did not wait for rebellion. He moved first. Southward, he marched deep into Nubia, crushing resistance far beyond previous limits. This was not symbolic warfare. This was a calculated decision to secure Egypt's southern lifeline, gold, resources, and trade routes. Then he turned north, across Canaan, across Syria, until his army reached the Euphrates River. No Egyptian pharaoh had ever gone that far. According to inscriptions, Thutmose I stood at the river and ordered a monument erected, a message carved into the landscape itself. Egypt has arrived. What separates Thutmose I from earlier warrior kings is what happened after the battles. He did not simply raid and return, he stayed. He introduced a new system, permanent military garrisons in foreign lands, local rulers allowed to govern but only with Egypt's approval, regular tribute flowing back to the Nile. This was revolutionary. For the first time, Egypt was not reacting to threats. It was managing territory. This was the birth of imperial administration. At home, Thutmose I reinforced his authority in stone. The great temple complex at Karnak began to expand dramatically, but this was not mere devotion. In ancient Egypt, religion was politics. By enlarging Karnak, Thutmose I linked his military victories to divine approval. The gods had chosen him. The gods supported his wars. Military power and divine legitimacy became two sides of the same throne. Thutmose I did not rule the longest. He did not conquer the most land, but he changed the mental framework of Egyptian rule. After him, pharaohs no longer asked, "How do we protect Egypt?" They asked, "How far should Egypt rule?" His successors, especially Thutmose III, would take this blueprint and turn it into the greatest empire the ancient world had ever seen. Thutmose I was not born to rule an empire. He created the idea of one. From a defensive kingdom to an expansionist power, from survival to dominance, the age of Egyptian empire did not begin with glory or monuments. It began with a soldier who learned how to rule. After the man who built an empire came a ruler who struggled to hold it together. History remembers conquerors, but what about the kings who ruled in silence? This is Thutmose II. Thutmose II did not rise from conquest. He inherited an empire already forged by Thutmose I. The borders were vast. The armies were deployed. The system was already in place. But power does not transfer automatically. Ancient records suggest Thutmose II was physically weak and politically constrained. He wore the crown, but he did not fully command the weight behind it. From the beginning, his reign carried a quiet tension. The empire Thutmose II inherited was young. Newly conquered lands do not stay loyal out of gratitude. They stay loyal out of pressure. During his reign, rebellions erupted again in Nubia. The response was swift, but the campaigns were likely led by generals, not by the pharaoh himself. Thutmose II did not expand Egypt's borders. He fought to prevent them from shrinking. This was not the age of ambition. This was the age of maintenance. While Thutmose II sat on the throne, real authority increasingly flowed elsewhere. Within the palace, a powerful figure stood beside him. Hatshepsut. She was not just his wife, She was of stronger royal blood, the daughter of Thutmose I. She controlled ritual, she controlled legitimacy, she understood power, and power began to shift. Inscriptions, temple scenes, and later erasures suggest that Thutmose II's reign was already becoming a shared rule, or perhaps a symbolic one. Unlike great warrior kings, Thutmose II left few monumental achievements. No major temple expansions, no triumphant inscriptions across foreign lands, no defining ideology. His image fades quickly in the historical record. This silence is telling. In ancient Egypt, great kings carved their presence into stone. Thutmose II did not. Thutmose II died relatively young. His heir, Thutmose III, was still a child, and in that moment, the empire stood at a crossroads. Without strong authority, the throne could not stand alone, so power moved decisively, not to a general, not to a noble, but to a queen. Thutmose II is often forgotten, overshadowed by the greatness before him and the legend after. But history does not move in straight lines. Empires are not only built by conquerors, they are tested by quiet reigns. Thutmose II represents that test, a ruler who showed that an empire can survive a weak king, but not without cost. Thutmose II did not shape Egypt's destiny, but his reign revealed a truth. Power does not belong to the crown. It belongs to those who can hold it. His weakness made room for Hatshepsut. His absence prepared the rise of Thutmose III. In that sense, Thutmose II was not a failure. He was the pivot point, the fragile link between the birth of empire and its greatest expansion. History remembers builders and legends, but between them there was Thutmose II. After the man who built an empire came a ruler who struggled to hold it together. Thutmose II ruled in the shadow of others. Power survived, but it did not expand. Then a child waited, and when he finally stepped out of the shadows, Egypt would never be the same again. This is Thutmose III. Thutmose III did not inherit power freely. When his father, Thutmose II, died, the throne passed to a child, too young to rule, too young to command armies. So Egypt waited, and during that waiting, real power rested elsewhere, in the hands of Hatshepsut. For years, Thutmose III existed as pharaoh in name, while the queen ruled in practice. He watched, he learned, he waited. When Hatshepsut disappeared from the political stage, the balance of power shifted instantly. There was no civil war, no chaos, only silence, and then action. Thutmose III did not announce himself with speeches. He announced himself with marching armies. This was not hesitation. This was preparation fulfilled. Thutmose III did what no Egyptian ruler had done before. He did not fight one great war. He fought many, campaign after campaign, season after season. Over 17 military expeditions into Canaan, Syria, the Levant, and deep into foreign territory. His enemies were not only defeated, they were systematically dismantled. At Megiddo, he chose the most dangerous route, a narrow mountain pass, and turned surprise into total victory. This was not brute force. This was strategic genius. Unlike earlier kings, Thutmose III did not rely on fear alone. He refined the imperial system first imagined by Thutmose I, hostages taken from foreign royal families, local kings allowed to rule but educated in Egypt. Tribute transformed into a permanent economic engine. Conquest became administration. Egypt no longer reacted to threats. Egypt managed the world around it. Strangely, Thutmose III did not flood Egypt with statues of himself. He did not exaggerate his divinity. At Karnak, he is often shown not as a god, but as a commander reporting to the gods. This matters, because it reveals how he saw himself. Not as a symbol, but as a professional ruler of empire. Centuries later, historians would give him a title, the Napoleon of ancient Egypt. Not because he sought glory, but because he understood war as system, not spectacle. He did not conquer for fame. He conquered to ensure that Egypt would never again be vulnerable like it was during the reign of Thutmose II. Thutmose I built the idea of empire. Thutmose II showed how fragile it could be. But Thutmose III, he unleashed it. He turned Egypt into the greatest power the ancient world had ever seen, not by accident, not by inheritance, but by patience and perfect timing. History remembers conquerors, but Thutmose III was more than that. He was the man who proved that empire could last.